Hey everyone, welcome back to English Profiles Podcast. I'm really happy you're here today because today we are talking about something that every single person struggles with.
Every single person.
Change. You want to change something in your life. Maybe you want to exercise more. Maybe you want to learn English better. Maybe you want to stop wasting time. Maybe you want to be different. And you try. You really try.
And it works for a little while.
And then one day, you slip back to the old way, back to the old you.
And then what happens?
You blame yourself. You say, I have no discipline. I have no willpower. Something is wrong with me.
I've said those things.
We all have. But here is the truth, and this is important. Listen carefully. The problem is not you.
Wait, say that again?
The problem is not you. The problem is your system. You don't fail because you're weak. You fail because you have the wrong system for change.
The wrong system? What does that mean?
We'll get there. But first, I want to tell you something about your brain. Something that changed how I think about everything.
Okay, I'm listening.
Imagine a forest. A big, thick, green forest.
Okay, I'm there. Big trees, birds.
Yes, beautiful. Now, imagine you need to walk through this forest. What happens?
It's hard. You have to push through the trees, break the branches, and find a way through.
Exactly. It takes energy. It's difficult. Now, your brain is like this forest. Every time you do something, learn a word, go for a walk, read a page of a book, you make a small path in the forest.
A path? Okay.
The more you walk that same path, the clearer it becomes. First, a small path, then a road, then a big highway. And a highway is easy to travel. Fast, comfortable, automatic.
Like brushing your teeth. I don't think about it. I just do it.
Yes, that's a highway. You built that highway years ago. Now you don't even notice it. You just go. But when you try to build a new path, a new habit, you have to go through the forest again. Hard, slow, uncomfortable.
And most people give up before the path becomes a road.
Most people give up before the path becomes a road. That's it. That's exactly it.
So what do we do?
We make the path as easy as possible. We make it so small, so simple, that your brain says, okay, fine, I can do this.
Small. How small?
We're going to talk about that today, because James Clear, one of the most important writers about habits, he said something I love. He said, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Say it again.
You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
So my goals don't save me. My daily system does.
Exactly. Your goal is what you want. Your system is what you do every day. The small things, the tiny choices. And here is the beautiful part, and also the scary part.
Both?
Both. Your brain gets better at whatever you repeat. Whatever you repeat, your brain makes stronger.
So, if I repeat good things?
Your brain gets better at good things.
And if I repeat bad things?
Your brain gets better at bad things too.
That's a lot.
It is. But here's why it's exciting. It means you are not stuck. You are never stuck. Because the brain can always build new paths, new highways, at any age, at any point in your life.
You can always start again.
Always. The question is just, are you willing to walk through the forest again, one more time, with patience?
I think a lot of people are scared to try again because they failed before.
Yes, and that's normal. Failure hurts.
But David Goggins, a man who became one of the toughest soldiers in the world, he said something powerful. He said, "I gave myself no way out."
No way out.
No way out. He didn't say, "I'll try this and see what happens." He said, "This is my new normal. This is who I am now. There is no other option."
That's intense.
It is intense. But think about it. When you leave a door open, when you say, "Maybe I'll quit," your brain always finds that door.
Always.
But when you close the door, when you say, "This is just who I am now," your brain stops looking for the exit, and it starts finding a way forward.
Close the door, walk forward.
Walk forward. That's what today's about.
Okay, quick vocabulary before we move on.
First word, habit. A habit is something you do every day without thinking. Checking my phone in the morning is a habit. I don't decide to do it, I just do it.
Next, system. A system is a collection of small things you do every day. My system for learning English is listening to this podcast every morning.
Next, repeat. Repeat means to do something again, and again, and again. If you repeat good habits, your brain gets stronger at them.
And automatic. Automatic means you do something without thinking. Brushing your teeth is automatic. You don't decide, you just do it.
And the last one, path. A path is a small road through a difficult place. Every new habit starts as a small path. With time and repetition, it becomes a highway.
Your challenge for this section, think of one habit in your life that is already automatic. Something you do every day without thinking. Maybe it's coffee in the morning. Maybe it's checking your phone. Maybe it's a walk. Just notice it. Because that habit was once new. Once it was hard. Now it's a highway.
And you can build another one.
Starting today. We'll be back with section 2 very soon. Don't go anywhere.
See you in a moment.
Okay, I want to ask you something. If you get just 1% better today, just 1%, does that feel important?
1%? That's nothing, really.
That's what most people think. But listen to this. If you get 1% better every single day for 1 year, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year.
Wait, what?
37 times.
That can't be right.
It's math. Small improvements every day, they add up. James Clear calls this the compound effect, like money in a bank, a little bit every day, and one day you look and it's a lot.
But 1% feels so small, so useless.
That's exactly the point. Think about a plane, a big plane, flying from Cairo to London.
Okay, I'm on the plane.
Good. Now, if the pilot moves the nose of the plane just a tiny bit, just a few degrees at the start of the flight,
What happens?
you don't land in London, you land somewhere completely different.
Because of just a few degrees?
Just a few degrees at the beginning. Over a long distance, a small change becomes a very big difference.
Wow. So where I'm going depends on the small decisions I make now.
Every day. James Clear said, "The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do every single day."
What you do every day. Not once a year, not on New Year's Day. Every day.
Every day. And here is the other side, the scary side.
Oh no.
If you get 1% worse every day, after 1 year, you go almost to zero, almost nothing left.
So time is working for us or against us, depending on what we do.
Exactly. Time magnifies whatever you feed it. Good habits, time is your friend. Bad habits, time is your enemy.
I never thought about time like that before.
Most people don't. And here is the problem. On any given day, 1% better doesn't feel like anything.
Right. Reading for 10 minutes today doesn't make me smarter tomorrow.
No, it doesn't. Not tomorrow. But in 1 year? In 3 years? In 5 years? The person who reads 10 minutes a day and the person who doesn't, they are completely different people.
Because of 10 minutes.
Because of 10 minutes every day.
Okay, so I want to do this. I want to get 1% better. But where do I start? What is my 1%?
Great question. James Clear says, don't start with the result. Don't say, I want to lose weight or I want to speak English fluently. Start with the identity.
Identity? What does that mean?
Ask yourself, who do I want to become? Not what do I want to achieve? Who do I want to be? For example, don't say, I want to learn English. Say, I am someone who practices English every day.
Oh, that feels different.
Very different, because every time you practice, even for 5 minutes, you are voting for that person. I am someone who practices English.
And every time I skip?
You vote for the other person, the person who says, I'll start tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Someday.
Someday is not on the calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look, someday is not there.
It really isn't.
So pick a real day. Pick today and do one small thing, 1% better. That's all.
And if I miss a day?
James Clear has a rule for this. He calls it never miss twice.
Never miss twice.
If you miss one day, okay, it happens. Life is messy, but come back the next day. Never miss twice, because missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit, a bad one.
Never miss twice. I really like that.
It's simple, but it changes everything. And one more thing. James Clear talked about a man called Mitch. Mitch wanted to go to the gym. He had a strange rule for himself.
What rule?
He was not allowed to stay at the gym for more than 5 minutes.
5 minutes? What can you do in 5 minutes?
That's what everyone thinks. But Mitch drove to the gym, walked inside, did one exercise, and left every single day.
That sounds kind of silly, honestly.
After 1 year, Mitch lost over 40 kilos and kept them off for more than 10 years.
40 kilos. From 5 minutes a day.
He wasn't building fitness at first. He was building something more important. He was building the identity of someone who goes to the gym.
He became a person who goes to the gym.
Every day, without thinking, it became automatic. A highway.
Okay, now I understand the 1%. It's not about the result today, it's about who you're becoming, day by day.
Day by day, one small vote at a time.
Vocabulary time. First, compound. Compound means things that grow on top of each other, getting bigger and bigger over time. Small habits compound over time. 10 minutes a day becomes a completely different life in 5 years.
Next, identity. Identity is who you are, how you see yourself. My identity is changing. I am becoming someone who practices English every day.
Next, vote. A vote is a choice, a small decision. Every time I practice, I vote for the person I want to be.
And trajectory. Trajectory is the direction you're going, not where you are now, where you are heading. My trajectory is more important than my position. I might be far from my goal today, but if I'm moving toward it, that's what matters.
Your challenge for this section: choose one thing, one tiny thing, something you can do in 2 minutes or less, every single day. Maybe it's 1 page of reading. Maybe it's 5 new English words. Maybe it's 1 minute of quiet thinking. Do it today, and tomorrow, and the day after.
Never miss twice.
Never miss twice. Section 3 is coming up.
Can I ask you something personal?
Sure, go ahead.
Do you trust yourself?
That's a harder question than I expected.
I know. Think about it. When you say to yourself, "Tomorrow I will wake up early," do you believe it?
Sometimes.
And when you say, "This week I will study more," do you believe it?
Less.
And that's the problem. Not willpower, not motivation, not discipline. The problem is you stopped trusting yourself.
Because I kept breaking my own promises.
Exactly. Think about a friend who is always late, who always says, "I'll be there at 8, but arrives at 9 every time.
I know that friend.
We all do. Now, after a few times, what happens?
You stop believing them. You stop trusting them.
Yes. Now, what if you are that friend to yourself?
Oh.
Every time you promise yourself something and don't do it, you lose a little trust in yourself, from yourself. And when you don't trust yourself, confidence disappears.
So, confidence is not just about how I look or how I talk.
No. Real confidence comes from keeping your word to yourself. Small promises kept. Liz, a woman who built her confidence from almost nothing, she said something simple. She said, "Start with 1 liter of water a day. Promise yourself, then keep that promise every day." 1 liter of water. That's very small. That's the point, because when you keep a small promise, something shifts inside. You start to think, wait, I said I would do this, and I did it. And then you trust yourself a little more. And then you make another small promise, and keep that one too. And slowly, very slowly, you become someone you can rely on.
Someone you can rely on. Your own best friend.
Your own best friend. Liz also said, "How can you trust yourself if you keep making promises and breaking them? Your word means nothing to you, and that's the problem."
Your word means nothing to you. That hit hard.
It should, because the way you treat yourself, the promises you keep or break, that is your foundation. Everything else is built on that.
So, how do we fix it? How do we start trusting ourselves again?
3 steps, very simple. Step 1, make the promise tiny. Not, "I will exercise every day." Too big, too easy to break. Instead, "I will walk for 5 minutes after dinner." So small you almost laugh at it.
And step 2?
Keep it, no matter what. Even if you're tired, even if you don't want to. 5 minutes, walk, because you said you would.
And step 3?
Notice it. When you finish, say something to yourself, out loud if you can. "I said I would do this, and I did it." That moment, that small moment, is where trust is built.
Not at the end of a big goal. Not when you lose the weight or finish the course. Right there, in the small moment.
Right there.
You know, I think I've been waiting to feel confident before I start things.
Most people do.
But maybe it's the opposite.
It is the opposite. You don't feel confident and then start. You start, and confidence comes after. Action first, feeling second.
Action first, feeling second.
James Clear said it perfectly. Motivation comes after action, not before. You don't wait to feel ready. You start, and then you feel ready.
So all this time I've been waiting for the right moment.
There is no right moment. There is only now, and the small promise you make to yourself right now.
Okay, I'm going to make one today, a tiny one, and I'm going to keep it.
That's all we're asking. That's all it takes.
You know, it's funny. I feel more confident already just deciding that.
Because you already started trusting yourself right now, in this moment.
That's wild.
That's how it works. Vocabulary. First, trust. Trust means you believe in something. You rely on it. I am learning to trust myself again. Small promises. Kept.
Next, foundation. A foundation is the base, the bottom. Everything is built on top of it. Self-trust is my foundation. Without it, everything else falls.
Next, rely on. Rely on means you can count on something. It won't let you down. I want to be someone I can rely on, someone who keeps their word.
And shift. A shift is a small change. Something moves. Something feels different. When I kept my first small promise, something shifted inside me. A small but real change.
Your challenge. Today, make one tiny promise to yourself, so small it feels almost too easy, and then keep it. Tonight, before you sleep, say out loud, I said I would, and I did. That's it. That's the whole challenge.
One promise, one kept. That's where it starts. See you in section 4. I want to tell you about a man. His name is David. But not the David from episode 1. A different David. David Goggins.
And this David is one of the most extraordinary human beings alive.
He became a Navy SEAL, one of the hardest soldiers in the world. He ran ultra-marathons, he broke world records. He did things most people can't even imagine.
But when he was young, he was 136 kilos. He was working a job he hated, spraying for insects, making very little money.
136 kilos. He said something I will never forget. He said, I sat in that building and I said, this is my life. This is who I am. And I said, this ain't going to be it for me.
This ain't going to be it? That moment, that decision, that's where it started.
Not in a gym, not with a plan, not with a coach, with a decision.
But here's the part I find most interesting. Goggins didn't say, I'll try to change. He said, I gave myself no way out.
No way out.
No door to go back through, no escape plan. Just, this is who I am now. This is my new normal.
And he talks about the mind. He says, your brain is the most powerful weapon in the world. More powerful than any gym or any plan.
Yes, but the brain has two sides. One side wants to grow. One side wants to stay comfortable.
And comfortable always feels safer.
Always. Goggins says when things get really hard,
When you want to quit, your brain will talk to you. It will say, "Stop. This is too much. You tried. That's enough. Go home."
I hear that voice sometimes.
We all do. But Goggins learned something. He learned that when his brain said stop, he was only at 40% of his capacity.
40%?
40. He called it the 40% rule. When you think you're done, when you feel finished, you have used only 40% of what you have inside.
That's shocking.
It is. And he said, I told myself this is my new normal. Suffering, fighting, pushing. This is just how I live now.
But that sounds exhausting. Does he mean we have to suffer all the time?
No. The lesson isn't suffer forever. The lesson is when it gets hard, don't run. Don't open the back door. Stay. Because on the other side of the hard moment, there is a version of you that didn't exist before.
On the other side of the hard moment.
Think about learning English. There are moments when it feels too difficult, too slow, too frustrating. Your brain says, stop. This is not for you.
I know that moment.
That moment, that exact moment is where most people quit. And that moment, that exact moment, is where the real change begins. If you stay.
If you stay.
If you stay. Goggins also said something about the brain that I love. He said, you have to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to get there. If you don't control your brain controls you.
Your brain controls you, or you control your brain. There is no middle.
No middle. And controlling your brain doesn't mean being hard on yourself. It doesn't mean shouting at yourself. It means, slowly, being aware. Noticing when the voice says, quit, and saying back, not yet. I have more.
Not yet, I have more. I want to remember that.
Write it down if you can. Not yet, I have more.
You know, I think the reason most people don't change is not because they can't. It's because they listen to that voice too fast.
Too fast. The voice comes and they immediately believe it. I'm tired. I'm not good at this. This isn't for me. But what if you waited just a little longer? What if you said, okay, brain, I hear you, but we're not done yet.
Talking to your own brain.
It sounds strange, but it works. Because you are your brain, and your brain listens to what you tell it, over and over. Whatever you repeat, it believes.
So tell it good things.
Tell it true things. I am someone who doesn't quit. I am someone who stays. I am someone who grows. Not lies, intentions. Who you are becoming.
Who you are becoming, not who you were yesterday.
Never who you were yesterday. Always who you are becoming.
Vocabulary. First, capacity. Capacity is how much you can do, your maximum, your limit. Goggins says when you feel done, you have used only 40% of your capacity. You have much more inside.
Next, suffer. Suffer means to feel pain or difficulty. Growing is not always comfortable. Sometimes you have to suffer a little to become stronger.
Next, aware. Aware means you notice something. You see it clearly. I am aware of the voice in my head that tells me to quit. Now I don't always believe it.
And intention. An intention is a plan, something you decide to do,
a direction you choose. My intention today is to not quit when it gets hard, to stay a little longer.
Your challenge for this section. Today, when something gets hard, and something will get hard, wait. Don't stop immediately. Just say, "Not yet. I have more." Even for 2 more minutes. Even for 1. That's the practice. That's where the new you begins.
On the other side of hard.
Section 5 is coming. Stay with us.
Okay, real talk. Have you ever made a plan, a beautiful, perfect plan, and then did nothing?
Only every January.
Every January, yes. This year, I will exercise every day. I will eat clean. I will learn English perfectly. I will wake up at 6 a.m. I will read 30 books. By February,
Gone. All of it. Gone.
why? Not because you're lazy, not because you don't want it, because the plan was too big, too hard, too much activation energy.
Activation energy? What's that?
James Clear talks about this. Think about a match. To start a fire, you have to strike the match. That first moment, that effort to start is activation energy.
Okay, the energy to begin.
Yes, and some habits have huge activation energy. I will do 100 push-ups a day. That's a big fire. Hard to start, hard to keep going.
And some habits have tiny activation energy.
Exactly. I will do 10 push-ups. Small flame, easy to start. Almost too easy. And here is the secret that changes everything.
Tell me.
The hardest part is starting, not continuing. Starting. James Clear said, the heaviest weight at the gym is the front door.
The front door, not the weights inside, the front door.
Once you're inside, you work out. But getting to the door, that's where people fail. So the answer is, make starting so easy that the door disappears.
How?
The 2-minute rule. 2 minutes or less. I want to read more becomes I will read 1 page. I want to meditate becomes I will sit quietly for 2 minutes. I want to practice English becomes I will listen to 1 minute of English audio. That's it.
But 2 minutes won't change my life.
You're right. 2 minutes alone won't. But 2 minutes every day builds something more important than the habit itself.
What?
The identity. I am someone who reads every day. I am someone who meditates. I am someone who practices English. You become that person first. The results come after.
So I'm not trying to read 30 books. I'm trying to become a person who reads.
Exactly. And then something beautiful happens. Most days, after 2 minutes, you keep going. Because starting was the hard part, and you already started.
That's actually clever.
It really is. Trick yourself into starting. Then your brain takes over.
Okay, but what if it's still boring? Even the 2-minute version.
Great question. James Clear asked, what would this look like if it was fun? Not, how do I force myself? Not, how do I be more disciplined? But how do I make this enjoyable?
Because if it's fun, you don't need discipline.
You don't need willpower. You just want to do it. For example, if going to the gym feels like pain, maybe the gym is not for you. But swimming, dancing, hiking, playing football with friends, that's also exercise, and it's fun.
So find the version of the habit that you actually enjoy.
And you'll never have to force yourself again. There's also something called habit stacking.
Habit stacking. What is that?
You take a habit you already have, something automatic, and you attach a new habit to it. For example, after I make my morning coffee, I will practice English for 2 minutes.
The coffee's already automatic, so the English comes with it.
Like a package, you already do one thing, you add the new thing right after. Your brain connects them, and soon both become automatic.
Ah, that's smart. What are some other examples?
After I brush my teeth, I will write one thing I'm grateful for. After I sit in the car, I will listen to English audio. After I eat lunch, I will read 2 pages. You're not adding time to your day. You're using the time you already have more intentionally.
Intentionally. We talked about that word in episode 1.
Good memory. You're learning.
Habit stacking works on English too, apparently.
Everything is connected. So let's put it all together. Make the habit tiny, 2 minutes. Make it fun. Find the version you enjoy. And stack it on something you already do. 3 simple ideas, but together they are incredibly powerful.
You know what I love about all of this? Nobody is telling me to suffer more. Nobody is telling me to be harder on myself.
No, the old idea was more willpower, more discipline, more pain, more sacrifice.
And it didn't work because it was too hard, too uncomfortable.
The new idea is make it so easy that it would be strange not to do it. Make it so enjoyable that you look forward to it. Make it so natural that it feels like you.
Make it feel like you.
Because eventually, it is you. That's who you become.
I want that.
Then start small. Start fun. Start now.
Vocabulary. First, activation energy. This is the effort you need to start something. The hardest part is always starting. That is the activation energy. Make it as small as possible.
Next, scale down. Scale down means make something smaller. Reduce it. I scaled down my goal. Instead of 1 hour, I do 10 minutes, and I actually do it now.
Next, stack. Stack means to put things on top of each other. I stacked my English practice on top of my morning coffee. Now both happen automatically.
And intentional. Intentional means on purpose, with awareness, with a plan. I want to be more intentional with my time. Not just busy, but moving in the right direction.
Your challenge. Choose one habit you want to build. Scale it down to 2 minutes. Then, find something you already do every day and stack your new habit right after it. Write it down like this. After I blank, I will blank for 2 minutes.
Simple, clear, doable. That's the English Profiles way.
That's the way. Section 6 is the last one, and it's a good one. Don't go anywhere.
We are at the last section, and I want to take a moment, just a moment, before we finish. We talked about a lot today. The brain forest, the 1% rule, small promises, controlling your mind, making habits easy and fun. And maybe right now you feel, okay, I understand all of this, but I don't know where to start. I'm not ready. I need to prepare first.
I feel that sometimes. A lot, actually.
Most people do. But I want to tell you something that Liz said. She said, start now with what you have, even if your hair is a mess, even if you're not ready, even if everything is not perfect.
Start now with what you have.
Not when things are better, not when you have more time, not when you feel ready.
Because that moment, the perfect moment, it never comes. Ever. There is always something, always a reason to wait.
James Clear said, don't rush, but don't wait.
Don't rush, but don't wait. That's a balance.
It is. Move, but don't panic. Start, but don't force. Walk, but don't run before you can walk.
One step, then the next, then the next.
Always.
You know, I was thinking about everything we talked about today, and I realized something.
What?
All of these people, Goggins, James Clear, Liz, they all started from a very dark place.
Yes, Goggins was 136 kilos, hating his life.
Liz was at rock bottom, depressed, lost.
James Clear was hit in the face with a baseball bat, in a coma, learning to walk again.
And they all said the same thing.
What thing?
Start. Just start. With what you have, where you are, right now.
Because rock bottom has one beautiful thing. What? Liz said it perfectly. She said, at rock bottom, you have nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, you can try anything. You can be anyone. You can start fresh.
Nothing to lose. I never thought of it that way.
Most people see rock bottom as the end. But the people who change their lives, they see it as the beginning.
This ain't gonna be it for me.
That sentence, that decision, that's where everything starts.
And for the people listening right now, who aren't at rock bottom, who are just stuck, a little lost, not sure what to do next.
The same thing applies. You don't need to be at rock bottom to decide to change. You just need one moment, one honest moment with yourself, where you say, I can do better than this. I want to do better than this. And I'm going to start today.
Today, not Monday, not January 1st, not after the holiday. Today.
Today. And here is what I want you to remember from everything we said today. Just one thing. If you forget everything else, remember this. You are not the problem. Your system is the problem. And systems can be fixed. Habits can be built. Paths can become highways. Minds can be retrained. Lives can be changed. By anyone, at any age, starting from anywhere.
Including right here, right now, listening to this podcast.
Including right here. You are already moving. You are already walking the path.
That actually means a lot.
It should, because most people say, I'll start when I'm ready. You started right now. You chose to be here. That was a vote.
A vote for who I'm becoming.
Exactly.
Okay. Before we finish, let's recap everything from today.
Section 1. Change is hard because your brain resists new paths. But new paths can always be built.
Section 2. 1% better every day. Small improvements compound. Never miss twice.
Section 3. Make small promises. Keep them. Trust is built one kept promise at a time.
Section 4. Control your mind or it controls you. When the voice says stop, you still have 40% left.
Section 5. Make it tiny. Make it fun. Stack it on what you already do. The heaviest weight is the front door.
And Section 6. Start now with what you have, where you are, today.
That's it. That's the whole map. And now, your final challenge.
Tonight, before you sleep, write down 3 things. Number 1, one tiny habit you will start tomorrow.
Number 2, what you will stack it on. After I blank, I will blank.
And number 3, write this sentence. I am someone who... Fill it in with who you are becoming, not who you were, who you are becoming.
Read it every morning, even when it doesn't feel true yet, especially when it doesn't feel true yet.
Because one day, it will be true. And you will look back and think, that's when I started. Right there. That small moment, that small decision, that was it.
Warmly, thank you for being here today. This was English Profiles Podcast. I'm Speaker 1.
And I'm Speaker 2. And we are so proud of you for choosing to grow today.
Share this episode with one person who needs it.
one friend, one family member, one person who is stuck and needs to hear the problem is not you.
Write in the comments, what is your tiny habit? What are you starting today? We genuinely want to know.
Remember, start now with what you have, where you are. You are enough to begin.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Take care of yourselves.